Ford also has a corporate fleet program, right?
Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah, break this one down. This one's a good one.
Corporate fleet program, right? So pretty much you can get, I believe it's up to $250,000 line of credit, pretty much. And that basically allows you to finance like multiple vehicles under the same line of credit. So like instead of applying multiple times, you basically just can apply for a line of credit, and then when you're basically when you're adding new vehicles, you don't have to go through an underwriting process every single time. And so the only catch with this, right? They want 3 years of 3 years of business tax returns. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we won't dumb this down for everybody, because we got people that are just starting businesses to like that have established businesses. So we don't want to dumb down the content for anybody. He's just going to go in his bag. And
I'm just throwing it out there. Right.
I love that. No, I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Okay. So this is cool. Like I said, a lot of times when you hear the no PG, and let's talk about that too. Shout out to my boy, Real Estate Trapper, because he put out a video the other day talking about small business credit versus corporate credit.
Yeah, he's a beast. Shout out to you too, Trap.
Yeah. Sure. So you touched on this too, and I think it gets convoluted sometimes, right? Let me give you guys an example. Let's just go to truist.com, right? For example, okay? So you guys see up at the top here, right? You got personal, you got small business, right? This is what we talk about, lines of credit, stuff like that, okay? And then you have corporate, commercial, and institutional, okay? So these are going to be large corporations, and we're talking about, Walmart's, Microsoft, Google. I mean, maybe not companies even that size, but these are going to be places that are, businesses, larger enterprises that are generating millions of dollars, right? So this is going to be different than small business credit, right? I would say like 99.999% of even like the business credit that I talk about is small business credit. There's a different set of rules. Small business credit, normally you're going to have to personally guarantee it because it's a small business. Now, a small business can be considered a business that's making less than $5 million, which when you think about it, you think 5 million, that's a lot of money. Right. But in the business world, that's a small business. And there's different considerations as well. Like, for example, another example I want to share with you guys as well, American Express, right? So American Express, let's see, for example, right? You go to their cards, they got personal, business credit cards, and then corporate programs, okay? Yep. The American Express corporate program starts at, you need to be generating a minimum of $4 million a year. That's the minimum, okay? And there's no personal guarantee. You're not personally guaranteeing anything. But the thing that people, the point I want to make with the personal guarantee is that it's okay, it's cool, right? If anything happens with the debt, you're not personally liable. But think about this. To even get to the point where you're getting no PG, your business is going to have to be established to a certain degree where you have business assets, you have tremendous business revenue. So, okay, it doesn't fall back on you, the individual, but it will fall back on your business that's established and probably has assets and revenue. So it really is like in a point of kind of like, separating liability. Yes, it protects you, the person, but if you've built up a business to the point where you're at that corporate level, you don't want to default on the debt either way, because it's going to fall back on your and destroy your corporation's, financial reputation. Right. So I just want a little side rant right there.
Love that. That's good.
So while we're on the topic of like vehicles as well, I'm just going to throw these data points out here as well. Anyone, Hyundai also has a you can get business vehicles as well, personal as well, and they are going to be pulling and again, you guys can verify these as well, but I'm just going based off of my firsthand data points. So they were pulling Equifax. That's just a random thing.
Business Equifax or personal Equifax?
Personal and business.
Okay.
If you just want a personal, then it's just going to be personal.
Okay.
Hyundai. Let me also talk about this because this might be an old data point. So Truist has business vehicle loans. Actually, my other business vehicle I got financed through Truist. So the way they work, and this is something to be careful of, because I know Truist is becoming one of the more popular financial institutions right now.
Mm-hmm.
You basically need, before you apply, these are just things to just keep in mind, because this is something that I actually made the mistake of doing 2 years ago. So you want to get a bill of sale, right, with the out the door price. Okay.
Why does that matter? Tell them why that matters. Yeah. Write that down.
So you want the out the door price because you don't want the price to change. Like, when you go there, they're going to say, oh, you get extended warranty, get a tire package, get all of this.
Yeah.
You want to tell your salespeople, give me the out the door price. And this includes taxes, registration, everything, out the door price, final price. This is the number that you're going to get put on the check that gets cut. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you want a bill of sale, right? The other thing you want to do is you do want to put down a deposit, and this actually goes before the bill of sale. And I'm gonna explain why. And it's kind of weird the way their process works, but you want to put down a deposit. And it doesn't have to be. It could be like $100, right? You just give them a check, right? Put down a deposit to reserve your vehicle, because what might happen is, if, let's say, the VIN number changes. If the VIN number for Truist, if the VIN number changes, it's considered a new application. So then they'll hard pull your credit again. Okay, so. That's why you want to put down a deposit. So I just want to put this fact: if the VIN number changes, it's like a new, it's like a completely new application. It's kind of similar to, like, let's say with like real estate investing, right?
Yep.
Like when you're buying like an owner occupied property, you usually just get a blanket approval letter, and you can use that same letter to go shopping. But when you're buying an investment property, the numbers changes because it's based off of the let's say if you're doing like a debt service coverage ratio, it's going to be based specifically off the property. Each property is considered a separate underwriting. That's the same thing with how they kind of work. So if the VIN number changes, you're going to have to do a new application, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's something I learned through trial and error. New application, okay. And of course, they're Equifax all day. Okay. Equifax all day.
Personal and business on both of them, both double.
Personal and yes, and they report to Equifax business.
That's good.
This is a gem because
that's really good.
Equifax business. So there's a handful of banks that pull Equifax business. Well, at least there were. So I'm not so sure about Citizens Bank, because as some of you might know, they switched up. They're now hard pulling Experian. Yep. But they also report to PayNet. Now, PayNet isn't important because PayNet is financial trade data. Now, let me for those who don't know what PayNet is, not Paydex, but PayNet. Yeah. Because it gets and so PayNet is actually owned by Equifax. Yep. A lot of people don't know that. Yep. So pretty much what PayNet is, It's financial trade data, right? It's lines of credit, it's credit cards, it's not net 30s. Okay. Let me see if I could just pull up a quick example of so it's really commercial banks use PayNet to see, okay, what is your your financial, financial history in terms of like lines of credit, loans, equipment finance, and all of that gets reported to PayNet. And Equifax actually bought PayNet. So now, like anything that reports to Equifax business is also going to make its way onto PayNet. And PayNet is important for loans and lines of credit. And I'm going to go into a couple institutions that actually do pull PayNet, because at first I thought maybe it was a little overrated, but it actually comes into play for financial trade data.